We need to locate a bomb. Ten seconds to go. 5 seconds to insertion. Be advised your drone has located a bomb. You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
According to Mozzie, we are the breaching buddies.
What? No, we're not. Don't do that.
Good charge set. Drone ready.
The diffuser is no longer in your possession. The diffuser has been secured.
Loading new mag! Clear!
You must recover the diffuser.
Stay clear of the blast!
15 seconds left. Friendly, last operator standing. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds left. The time limit has been reached. We need to locate a bomb. 10 seconds. 5 seconds before insertion. A bomb must be located and defused.
I try so hard to break into the Japanese social scene, but it's always crickets.
It might be due to your lack of self-awareness, Ace.
You located a bomb.
I'm reloading! Lights on.
Activating drone.
Setting up a sequential breach. Passing smoke. Lights set. Lights on.
Diffuser is online and active. Op 4 eliminated. Friendly mission successful. We need to locate a bomb. Be advised your drone has located a bomb. Insertion in 10 seconds. 5 seconds. You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Second floor.
Taking point. Don't follow. Frag out.
Must recover the diffuser.
launching drone.
All breachers up.
Seconds.
All breacher, go!
10 seconds left. 5 seconds left. The time limit has been reached. Protect the bombs.
Setting a razor shell. This'll rattle them.
Be advised, a bomb location has been compromised.
New camera feed up and running.
10 seconds remaining. Down to 5 seconds. Op 4 has located a bomb.
Wall secured!
New feed active. Camera in position.
Shield deployed. I'm on guard. Benchy is ready. Reloading ammo.
One friendly remaining. All friendlies were eliminated. Mission failure. Secure the bombs.
Activate jammer. Initiate jammer.
Camera feed up and running.
Jammer ready to activate.
Down to 10 seconds.
Camera in position.
5 seconds left. Bomb location secure.
Shield deployed. Missile routed.
New feed active.
Jammer ready. Razor shallow. Swapping megs.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Op 4, last stop standing. All friendlies were eliminated. Mission failure.
Nightmare
Almost,
on.
almost.
Oh, so it actually would have been.
Formatting in terms of how you want to market, how you want to release. In terms of finances, you can just go on Dark Horse website and it looks outdated.
Yeah.
They don't give a damn. Comic book shops, but they also they've also cemented themselves in Barnes and Nobles and big box retail stores as well. So they're in the main market.
Okay, so Holy Ark is the one that is with them, or you working on a different series
No.
that.
No, I'm not submitting my original work to them.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing work for hire. I'm doing work for hire for them as a way to build my name up and as a way to also save money to where I can eventually get to a point to where I can quit my day job and if I can solely do licensed work for them in terms of work for hire, or just do some side projects here and there, some mini projects, which is what I'm doing. I'm currently working on a 8-page short of Flash Gordon. So I'm doing that will be featured in a anthology. They do a quarterly anthology with that license. So that's what I'm currently working on. And I'm almost done with that. And then from that work, I will pitch them an idea that I have for that license and continue to try and do work for them until I can eventually, stack up income in terms of saving money, because they pay very well. For just the inks and sketches, I'm getting paid $150 per page. So for 8 pages, that's $1,200 just for this project alone. And I can do that fairly quickly. I can do that fairly sustainably, and say I get the opportunity to work on like a miniseries, a 4-issue miniseries, which is like 20 pages, roughly 20 pages a month. Then I can stack that up while also building my name.
Right.
And then that will allow me to focus on my own work, which is, I don't, the reason why I'm not pitching my original work for them is because, one, my work doesn't fit well within that publisher. My type of work doesn't fit well. And they even with their manga imprint, they're focused in a different direction. They're focused on they're not focused on, I wouldn't say they're focused on the demographic that my work leans to, which is young male, a young male audience, so late teens, early 20s.
Right.
So that's not their direction. So my work is just doesn't work for them, and they've said this in terms of they just don't resonate to it. Like I've gotten more interest in my work from Japanese publishers and Japanese editors than any American publisher or any that I've submitted to, even indie publishers, right?
Right. Before we get into the Japanese one, so who exactly is Man Cave Studios trying to cater to? Is it for young children? Is it for political stuff?
Everybody.
Oh, okay.
They're trying to cater to everybody, which is
That's
it's what's the best way I can say it? Because they're broken up into multiple imprints, they're different imprints focused on different demographics, different groups, which is,
they're
not
strategic about it, at least, where it's not one.
They're strategic about it.
Yeah, it's not one inclusive anthology. It's like, no, let's break it up, because when you combine it and make it inclusive, then it's game over. Okay, that's very clever on their part. But why do you think there isn't a single imprint that is targeted to a young male audience? That actually is the most in demand, I would think, demographic.
The demographic they cater to is the American comic industry, which is built up of a lot of older men. So it's not really a lot of young male readers really focused on the American comics like that. They're not sure they're there, but it's not that big in terms of, like, they do a lot of horror, do a lot of science fiction. They do have work that would cater to that demographic, but it's just not there. And I don't think they do a great job at the current market, and that's coming from a perspective of that demographic. I am 22. I turned 23 this year, so I come from that generation. I know what they're looking for. I know what they want because I know what I want, and I'm very tapped in to that market and that generation in terms of my work and my influences and the reception I get And obviously Japan and the Kodansha agrees with that, and they also know that.
Okay, would you recommend any American right now to knock, if they want to do manga, to knock at Mad Cave Studios?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because my goal is, even though the state of the industry is in a slump right now, my goal is to, even going to Japan, the whole goal is to come back and try to revitalize this industry. I want to revitalize this American comic industry to a point to where it's a mecca. It's not a shadow of Marvel and DC. It's because that, even Marvel and DC comics are fucking small, but it's a worldwide mecca in terms of, you look at the infrastructure of the Japanese publishing industry. It's a mecca. It's built into the culture. It's not built into the culture here anymore. You don't. It's like it's kind of like a shadow. You know, it's like an afterthought. Oh, people still do comics, or those are still a thing. Especially compared to the movie industry and the gaming industry, nobody really bats an eye to comics. It's very small here.
And that's the thing where Japan's manga industry is sustained because it's part of the culture. Now, if
It's also it's so much so that it's government funded.
exactly, I remember the government funded the Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods movie. They went over and beyond because Toei was, didn't have enough money. So now with the American side, where it's no longer part of the culture, and you want to create a mecca out of this, this is great, this is cool. How would that?
That's what mana is.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Now, you see, my execution of trying to build this culture and so on is by adhering to the standards of old, what built and sustained, manga and comics in the old days. And I'm trying to bring
Absolutely.
that back. But maybe, not even maybe, right now, it's a generation of personality wars. And for you to create a company, because you don't want to be a mascot, you don't want to be a personality. You come back with all your Japanese experience and all that, you have the funds, you become like a Mad Cave Studios. I've never heard of Mad Cave Studios. That's the thing. I'm sure a bunch of others never heard of it too. How do you
Exactly.
convince people on the ground outside of Japan that no, this is a place for you to actually adhere to the standards and actually do stuff for the story? Like, it's all about the narrative. It's not about politics and stuff like that. How are you gonna execute that?
Well, you have to, one, I have to lead by example. So I have to build that bridge, and it has to be a bridge. And I'm building that bridge, as you can see, as you mentioned, mana, and the abbreviation of mana is Manga Americanized New Wave Artistry Alliance, which is,
One friendly remaining.
and I put this in the post. It's bigger than
All friendlies were eliminated.
just a term. It's bigger than just just a way to distinguish yourself. It's a movement. It's a new movement. And it's going to become its own culture. It will become its own standalone shit industry if the current comic industry doesn't accept us in.
Yeah, totally. In that case, yeah, I guess when people recognize that, okay, the guy went the whole 9 yards, received the feedback from Japan, he's got a lot of product, and he's representing Mana. This definitely is a new movement, and at least the foundation of what Mana is, you know, manga produced in the Americanized West, works that are about the edification of the soul, that's soul food and stuff. And on my website, where I haven't made it public yet, but if you go to the About page, or even on the first page, you can just see the essence of this is about the craft, right? We want dedicated, passionate people who love the craft, who have something to say. We're not really here to just have mindless TikTok, content. We're making art, you know.
And I stated that too. It's more than just content. It's more than that. It's word for word. Let me see what I wrote.
Down to 10 seconds.
Yeah, give us that quote.
5 seconds.
Okay, so it's elevate the creative quality, not just content. You're not just making comics, you're building art. So in that, to dissect that, art is expression of culture. Art is bigger. It's supposed to drive culture. And it does, and it can drive culture in a positive or negative way, as we see with the music industry, right? And look at other examples of even the art in the comic industry as well, in terms of the negatives and the negative repercussions of it, which is, if you go back into history, why that's one of the reasons why the comic code was made, because art is, you got to remember how influential art is in terms of the human psychology, the human psyche. Art is very influential, and it can have negative effects, and it can have positive effects on a very, very grand scale.
Exactly, and people forget that it's not, these quote unquote shit posts that people make. Yeah, people use art now to make those types of posts, and it's like, dude, this is unacceptable, right? Art is supposed to represent something, capture a moment in our society. But okay, now we can jump into Japan. Alrighty, y'all. Now let me ask you about Viz Media. I had a dude from Viz Media who called me, telling me that I brainwashed you because you didn't want to take their offer. Yeah, so what exactly happened with that guy?
Oh, that guy he's not even really a part of his originals or the editorial. He's just a logo designer. Mm-hmm. But basically, he was questioning me about Mana and telling me how it's stupid, or it's like he was telling me it was really a personal. He had a personal problem with it. He even mentioned and said Hisashi was like, "What is this?" and yada yada yada. But when I met with Hisashi on a video call and told him about it, he didn't have any problem with it. He didn't even mention anything about it. So that tells me that guy was just fucking hating on, and one of those Americanized, like, purist, brainwashed purists, because even the Japanese respect what I'm doing, and I've told them what I'm doing. I have connections in Japan. I'm actually, my mentor is serialized currently in Japan, serialized in a digital magazine, and he's completely on board. And when I go to Japan, I'll be sleeping on his couch just to, work. You know what I mean? So they don't think about it like that out here. Like, we get a lot of those brainwashed kind of like purist kind of detractors that are so I would say they idolize manga so much because of how it was marketed here in the West as something completely new and completely different. And Initially, it wasn't marketed like that. Initially, manga was, when it came to the West, it was reformatted in American comic style and format. I have issues from Dark Horse and early Viz Media in the American comics format, and they tried that, but it failed. So that what they did was they basically marketed it as something different, which is because it was too expensive to reformat everything and do all of that. So they just said, we'll just publish it how it is and how they publish it in Japan, but we'll market it as something completely different. Oh, it reads left from right, it reads right from left. It's black and white. It's a different format, but all of that is, one, the reading orientation is just natural. It's not intentional. Two, the manga term is cultural.
Use your drone to locate a
Still
bomb.
means comic, and they still use the term comic out there. Just as much as they use the word manga, they still use the word cartoonist out there. They still use the word animator. They still, so it's not as, because it was marketed as something completely different, completely new. You had a bunch of otaku geeks and nerds and that worship that stigma and that mindset. So because I'm coming from actual experience, I'm coming from not just a consumer mindset but a producer.
You must locate and defuse a bomb.
It's not that deep. It's actually, especially now that I'm working with American comic publishers and Japanese comic
You
publishers,
located a bomb.
I've actually developed a very versatile approach to my work. And I can switch back in terms of formats fairly easily, in terms of left to right. Reading orientation, that's cakewalk, that's easy. In terms of paneling, that's easy. In terms of story formats, storytelling, that's easy. I mastered that with my last one shot. In terms of, that's one of the reasons why it was so simple, is because I was focused purely on adopting their format, which was the goal for that.
Right.
But yeah, that guy is just one of those idolizers, and
He was trying to
exactly is what I say.
sabotage. He was trying to sabotage at the same time. That means he already had watched me and hated me from the get-go, and then he saw that you were watching as well, and then he tried to sow some discord and whatnot. That's just crazy.
And that stigma is to divide us, because we're two different individuals. Like, we agree on a lot, but we're two different individuals, and it's bigger than us. It's bigger. It's about the actual movement. It's about the culture, rebuilding the industry, revitalizing the industry. It's bigger than, what do you call your work instead of manga, or you call your work comics instead of that surface level, really like hive mind bullshit.
Right.
That's very surface level. That's very really one dimensional, very childish, very very immature. Which that guy's your definition of a hunchback.
Exactly. I was about to say.
Four last operators
You can
standing.
tell he wanted to be a manga himself, but he quit.
Right. And he said he's making six figures, so he doesn't need to be a manga artist anymore. Like, dude, 6 figures and you wasting your time talking to us? What's your problem?
And that's another thing. I don't make 6 figures. Even if I made $0, I would still be doing what I'm doing, because one, my work is a reflection of myself. I gain courage from my work. My work is a part of me. My work is what grounds me in this world. What grounds me personality-wise, what grounds me, my inner core.
Yeah.
Is my work, my expression. It's not about money or shit. I can be in the slums, in the gutter, which I was. I was in the gutter mentally at one point, and my work brought me back. My work got me back to, you know, stable, mentally stable.
Now that's what's up. See, y'all, if you're about this life, your work can bring you back from the dark side or severe depression and so on. After all, when I went through my little gutter space, it was my work that helped me get out of it, you know, and here we are. But okay, now let's jump in Japan itself. How did you make connections with the Japanese? I remember once you told me that you started following Japanese artists on Twitter. Did you start DMing them or what?
Yes, all of the above. It was my research. It was part of my research. So basically, I did a lot of diligent research in terms of any and all things I can find on the industry. I read, translated, and looked into in terms of websites, Twitter pages, blogs, articles, and I came to the realization, and I found out that the Japanese use their Twitter and social media as their websites. So they promote their newcomers awards, everything it's all on Twitter. You just have to have the patience and the attention span to actually translate and do the research and read. It's very simple, but it's all there. It's there, completely there. All information you need in terms of getting into the industry is online. Completely online. It's there. So basically, going from that, in terms of that's how I did my research on different publishers and kind of where I would fit in, which is, I would say Kodansha is perfect for me in terms of where I would fit in, and my work would fit in, and then their publishing style, and they're very unorthodox and very very open to new ideas, especially foreign ideas. Excuse me, but I learned through Twitter how large of a scale the manga industry is, because even you have your Kodansha, right, as a publishing umbrella, which is essentially Image Comics kind of follows his format, but you have your Kodansha, which publishes more than manga. They publish novels, light novels, fiction, non-fiction books. They're a publisher.
Right.
They've been around for about a century.
Op 4 last stop standing.
Damn near are over a century they've been around, but they've been around for damn near a century doing comics. So Kodansha separates in terms of their manga portion of the company, separated into magazines, right? So you have your magazines, which are the jumping on point to
Op 4 eliminated.
any and all stories that fit within that targeted demographic of that magazine. And they're so large that even these magazines have smaller imprints of the magazines, whether it's a digital imprint of, say, Shonen Serious has a digital, has multiple digital imprints where they publish multiple works that are tied to Shonen Serious, that magazine, which is technically, they run these magazines like solo publishers because they all have their own individual editorial department and marketing budgets and teams like that. So they break it up into that in terms of there's even smaller imprints within a certain magazine. There's even they got their digital imprint. Some of them are so large that they have actual magazines for these imprints within a magazine. So that's how large of an industry they are, and how many creators they publish. Shonen Series alone is hundreds of creators, and that's just one magazine. If you break up all the pocket imprints within under Shonen Series. So I got all of that just from researching on Twitter, finding their page, going to their main website, dissecting it, reading everything from left corner to right corner to, up, down, everything. I read everything, found everything out. I also asked different Japanese creators that I found, I looked for the independent creators, or I guess not independent in a sense, but some of them were independent, some of them were just not famous or what you perceive as famous or well known. But in Japan, you don't have to be well known. If you just serialize, you can make it in, and you have your career. So a lot of those creators I follow, and they follow me. So you can also do research by looking at who I follow and looking at who follows me. It's that simple, and you can kind of ask them questions. Like I hit them up and ask them questions about the industry and where I can kind of find just to get more information, basically, for my further my research on these magazines and these newcomers awards and how they operate. So that's where I met my mentor, Motohiro Ozaki. He's a very cool dude. He's also serialized right now, and I met him when he wasn't serialized. I met him when he was still submitting one shots, and he helped me with translation. He also helped me connect with my first editor, Miss Doishida from Shonen Serious. He called her directly on my behalf for me.
Damn.
After she reached out on Days Neo, gave me feedback. She just gave me feedback. She wasn't trying to really work with me. She just gave me feedback and wanted to see more. But I had no way of really getting in communication with her. I didn't even know she really understood English to the extent that she does until he called her for me, the editorial office, which you can call directly. You can walk in directly, set up meetings with these editors and so on, just like any other office building. So he did that for me on my behalf. He got her contact information for me, and she was open to working with me even further. And we started working together.
So even your mentor can speak some good English?
Yes.
Wow, now that's striking gold in terms of luck, bro. That is very, very lucky. But
Well, also you gotta think about this. Just to add this real quick, we live in a worldwide market. Worldwide. Like, countries like Japan and the U.S. are connected to the point to where I can go to Japan and I don't have to have a visa for 3 months. I can just be there chilling for 3 months. That's how connected we are. So there are lots of English, speaking Japanese people out there that speak English, that speak multiple languages. Actually, there's actually a lot more French creators and editors out there right now, and I'm actually connected with one currently.
nice.
But we'll get into that.
Now that's what's up. Now this amount of research that you did, like, we all started at the ground knocking at Saturday's door because they're right there at home. So it's like, well, why jump across the ocean when I could just knock on this door? Then you saw all the fudgery over there, and you're like, you know what? Nah. What made you determined as to what? These American companies here, except for Madhouse, Mad Cave, these other ones, especially the indie ones, they ain't so serious. What made you so determined that I need to understand how this Japanese market actually works so you can get all this information?
Well, it's just kind of deep rooted into. Basically, I have no choice because I dropped everything to make a career in this industry. So I dropped out of high school. I dropped everything once I started drawing again, and figured out that I don't need a diploma to do comics. So there's no point in doing this. I'll just go full throttle and force myself to make a way. So I dropped everything else. Dropped everything else, even currently right now, even family. So purely focused on the mission purely focused on making a career for myself, so that way I can build a bridge to where, one, I can cut out of generational curses, generational poverty, generational cycles, and destructive cycles, and make a better way, and show a better way, not just for myself, for my family, and even indirectly other people, right? That I will eventually, people like you and people like, whoever else I'm connected with, to really build a platform, build a way. So I had no choice but to do this amount of research, and because this is the only route I'm taking.
Basically, your life depends on this now.
Absolutely. Or I'll be stuck at dead-end jobs for the rest of my life, stuck in that cycle. And I see my dad still working, still stuck in that cycle. My mother stuck in the cycle of being dependent on the government. My sister's stuck in that cycle now, which scared me when I first realized it, and that's kind of partially what brought me to my kind of mental breakdown that I had not too long ago, in 2024. But just seeing these cycles kind of just like, it really fucked with me, to where I had a lot of nights in that garage, just staring at the ceiling in the dark, really thinking about why. The why is very important. Why I do what I do and where I'm going. So I love the quote that you put from Batman Begins of, you got to be bigger than yourself. You got to be an ideal. And that's what it takes. That's what it takes. Because I even watching that movie again, like The League of Shadows, being that committed to an idea, mission, something bigger than yourself is what drives me. Because if it's just for yourself and or just for the money, and you receive that, especially something so unvaluable, once you lose it, you lose yourself. So my art is something I can't lose because it's a part of me. So
yeah, that's what's up, bro. That right there is inspirational. And remember how I always used to say that most young guys would have a mental breakdown at 24. It looks like you had yours sooner, right?
Yes.
And yours coming sooner was a good thing. And I think maybe a bit of that
started at
Drone to
17.
locate a bomb.
Oh, okay, definitely came sooner. Where
That's what pushed me to this path. I walked into junior high not knowing what the hell I was going to do in my life.
right, and when you thought about the future, you got a bit
Yes.
of panic attacks because you just didn't know.
Well, for me, it's not very.
Drone
Like,
has located a bomb.
I've experienced panic attacks, but it's more so I close myself off to where I don't want to sleep, I don't want to eat, I don't want to.
10
I just want to.
insertion.
I kind of feel
5 seconds before insertion.
feel on edge to where it's like a.
Proceed to bomb's location
It's
and
like a-
defuse it.
It's a internal like way I come back to myself and keep myself on track. Is I start to feel it in my core to where even I start shaking to some point to where my nerves just are always on edge. If I'm not on that path, if I'm not on this path, that's how I know this is my path.
Yeah, I totally know what you mean, bro. It's almost like you experience withdrawal symptoms when you are off the path. You start to not really recognize yourself and get a bit jittery, and you start doing toxic things or developing habits that are rather toxic. Yeah. And you're like, man, this ain't me. I remember when I couldn't draw this year for some months because the dude screwed me over. I started like developing some toxic habits, man. The dude was spending cash on some dumb stuff and yada yada yada. So yeah, I know what you mean. This is how you know indeed that you're supposed to be on this path. Okay, but definitely what I tell these hunchbacks, it's like, bruh, I always say, how people ask me, how you keep going? Because I have to, bro. This is the jungle. I can't be unemployed like Sean James and still live for 15 years, right? He can, but where did that get him? A heart attack. Did he even learn his lesson? He didn't. You know, I heard some dudes were telling me in the comments that he's making fun of Hulk Hogan, that he's passed away now. And I'm like, dude, what the hell? That's some hunchback-ish, you know? So,
yeah, that's all like irrelevant. In terms of I don't think about anybody else's life if it does not connect to me. You know what I mean? So that's another reason why I'm not on social media like that at all. I use it for business, strictly business. I don't use it for socializing because I don't want to socialize. I don't want to socialize with none of these people or anybody else's personas.
I totally agree. Now, let's see. You told your mentor that fundamentally your bigger vision is to establish the mono movement eventually, and you said they agree with you. What were their thoughts on it?
Diffuser.
Well, I'm building with my mentor. So when I go out there, we are building together. It's not we're a unit. He's helping me build my career, just get my start. That's all this. That's all Japan is just to get my start of my career. I'm not gonna end my career there. I'm coming back to revitalize this industry. It's the
5
plan.
seconds left.
So I just need that start, so that way I have a place where I can publish my work. A publication home is key. That's what I need. Publication home, whether I build it myself or have it, which I'm doing both, because regardless of the fact of if I'm published with Kodansha or not, I can still self-publish other creators and help them build, and we can build our own studio. That's what studios were. They were their own publishing imprint. Look at Studio Gaga with Berserk. That is his own imprint, his own publishing imprint, right? For Katara Mirror, rest his soul, or RIP to him. But they're carrying that torch, which is very important, and that's what I want to build on a bigger scale.
Yeah, when you put it like that, you have a very, very valid point. Does Studio Gaga publish anything outside of Berserk?
Yeah, they're all creators. If you look into each of the creators, they were assistants to him, but they do their own work as well.
Through Gaga.
And not only do they publish, Studio Gaga might publish Berserk, but those individual creators, a part of Studio Gaga, are also doing their own thing. That's my point to that.
Okay.
So they may not be huge, because one young animal that publishes Berserk is not a huge worldwide publisher, to the point to where they still license their work with Dark Horse in terms of Berserk. They don't have a stamp, their own headquarters in America, Europe, and so on, like a Kodansha or Shueisha. So they're still primarily just in the Japanese market. So they're still on a smaller scale. So those creators, if they may publish in Young Animal magazine, I don't know of them like that, but I know that they are assistants and they're doing their own work. If I did dig a little deeper, I could find it. I know I could, because if you go on the Young Animal, their Twitter, find their Twitter and find their website from their Twitter. They're always connected. You can do all that deep dive research into that monthly magazine.
Okay, I think we can reserve a lot of the technical details for future podcasts. For now, definitely this has been a good start. Let's quickly talk about Holy Ark in particular. So tomorrow, as of this recording, is the 18th.
Yes.
And you're releasing chapter 2 through Twitter for free and through print on demand on Amazon.
Yes.
I don't know if I can order through Amazon in my bookstore, because I order at my bookstore, we order through Ingram. I don't know if Amazon is Ingram friendly. I don't know, but
you should be able to, because I probably don't qualify for expanded distribution, so I have to be consistent on Amazon for a certain amount of time to qualify for that. Which is where any bookstore or like Barnes and Nobles can order from Amazon. I'm not sure if your bookstore is like a big box bookstore like that, but if have you ordered any books from Amazon? Do you know if they're big like that?
It depends. If Amazon supplied you with their own ISBN number, it could be a problem.
Yes.
Did they supply you one?
Yes.
All friendlies
Oh,
have
okay.
been eliminated.
Yeah. I'll have
So-
to go back to the office and double check. But yeah.
Either way, you should still be able to. You can still probably order it because it is worldwide in terms of Amazon.
The thing is, they would charge me insane for shipping. It's insane, bro. They charge me like $100 for shipping. So there's Amazon
wow.
South Africa, but it doesn't have its own print-on-demand warehouse. You see?
Okay.
So
Interesting. Okay, I
that's-
see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll see. I'll go double
Thanks.
check at the office, see what's happening.
Then I'll send you work personally. I'll send you the work by myself. If you just want to have a personal copy, once I get, let's say, we'll talk about it. But I'll send you
Alright.
the work. I'll send you the work myself.
All right. So yeah, Holy Ark comes back tomorrow, and how many pages is it gonna be?
It's 39 for chapter 2. Chapter 2 takes place directly after chapter 1, but in a self-contained way. So it doesn't really follow directly after chapter 1. It kind of chapter 1's cliffhanger ropes back in after chapter 3. So probably I believe I still need to add that scene. It's either going to be in chapter 4 or chapter 3 because I'm juggling multiple aspects of plot points.
10 seconds.
But it will nonetheless all be within volume 1. It'll all rope together. But it does still follow after
Located a
chapter.
bomb. Make your way to its
chapter 1.
location and defuse it.
Okay. Do you want to finish the story of Holy Ark? Because you're juggling a lot. You're working for Mad Cave. You're planning on the trip to Japan still, doing some undercover work. You want to finish it?
So yes, this is my primary work. So this is what I'm primarily working on. Like Mad Cave, those are short projects, so that doesn't take much time from me. Japan, in terms of getting my serialization, I'm doing one shots. So I'm actually working on another one shot, which is still connected to my magazine because I'll publish it within my magazine. So it's still connected. So
Okay.
in terms of finishing Holy Ark, yes. Ideally, no, because self-publishing it because by the time the goal is to get serialized before then, so that way I can actually serialize it on a bigger stage and redo kind of like a Levius where it'll be a Levius-esque, like a
Op 4 last
2.0
stop standing.
in a way.
Right.
So it'll be like I'll finish the first arc for sure.
Okay, and that would be like 2 volumes or so.
The first arc is yes, a one and a half volumes.
Okay. Now, definitely, I want to see how far we can get because I really like the main character. It's Dominic Hardwick, right?
Dominic Haywire.
Haywire. Yeah. Okay. It's
And that
Bomb
makes
diffusion initiated.
yeah. It's just too dope, bro.
you haven't. What the cool thing about that is it's 2 personalities. So his name is Haywire is his code name.
Oh, right, right.
It's not literally his last name. So you'll see it in the story. Well, like I said, I'm gaining back momentum, but chapter 3 will release in September 7th. So that'll be cool.
Nice. Now let's talk about the magazine itself, Young Wavy Comics. So far, it's just going to include all the one-shots that you've been doing, new chapters of Holy Ark, some ad space. What else do you want to add in it? Do you want to put other people's one-shot, maybe? What's your direction with Young Wavy Comics?
No, Young Wavy Comics is my self-publishing imprint. So it's separate to my actual magazine, Monthly Shonen Wavy. It's so basically anything I publish will be under Young Wavy Comics in terms of art books, volumes, magazines, anything in terms of anything I want. So the magazine itself, in terms of, I do want to get to the point to where I can publish other creators, but I'm not at that point to where I can pay out and really focus on paying out creators. So I don't want that to be an issue, or I have to be very strategic about that, and I have to be ready for that. So for now, I can tell you for certain the first 10 issues will just be me.
Okay. Now, it's an imprint, sub-imprint of Monthly Wavy magazine. What made you want to make a magazine, actually? I mean, fine, I get it. It's to build a mana movement, and eventually it seems like you do want to, publish other people once you get the funds. Similar to what I trying to do with Coffee Originals, but in general, like, I think people need more information about the magazine. Like, what's the mission?
The mission of the magazine is building my own branch of magazine. Like the ideal goal is once I get published through Kodansha, it will be my own sub branch of Kodansha. Essentially, through my editor. My editor will work with me, and I'll pay him directly. And we've already discussed this. And he's a French editor as well that works under Kodansha's afternoon magazine, every afternoon. And I got connected to him from my last editor, which is still off and on, Miss Doishida. But she's busy, so she's working with a lot of other creators. But the mission is to eventually be a bridge to publish other creators within this market. So take them where I'm going.
All right. Now, I do know for a fact that now you're stepping into the business aspect, the logistics and stuff. Not only are you a creator, but, when you step into this realm, wearing so many hats, it can be tiring a little bit. Some people don't have the capacity, but I suppose you got it. You're ready for it.
Yes.
Other artists definitely would like to come in and not worry about, I got to do the marketing, I got to be a mascot. You are willing to have Young Wavy magazine to carry all that as a brand and market it accordingly while everybody just continues to work, right?
Yes and no. So yes, in the fact that is a job of a publisher, but two is it's Young Wavy Comics and Monthly Shonen Wavy is a mana magazine, and a part of mana is the new era this is a new era. You have to wear these hats. You have no choice but to wear these hats and put yourself out there and learn and do these research. If you don't do the research and study this occupation like you would a sports, doctor, any other field, you won't make it, period.
Right.
You're not serious enough. You won't make it. You won't.
Okay.
You won't make it far. You'll get screwed over like the mana artists of the past, like Felipe Smith and Tokyo Pop and all that shit. None of those creators know shit about the business, and they're getting into a craft that 20% of it is business. You don't separate the two. They're one and the same.
Nah, exactly. And I think the appeal for Young Wavy magazine is definitely gonna be catered to young males, right?
Oh yeah,
Friendly
absolutely.
destroy the
Yeah.
Science fiction and
mission successful.
supernatural fantasy purely. It's purely science fiction, fantasy, and supernatural. That's all.
And
Um, I,
check out the irony, bro. Like Young Magazine pushed by Kodansha. I mean, I'm sure you saw my comments on that. The editor there is jacked in the head, pushing political stuff in there. You know, it's like, well, they're Americans. They're gonna love this. Like, no, dude,
and
no.
I'm not going to defend. I'm not going to defend any of that because I'm not in charge of it. And regardless, they're going to do what they do if it fails or not. And hey, let them sink if they sink. But and if it sinks, it sinks. You know, they lose money. That's on them. They will be forced to course correct. Whether if they're getting, unless they're getting funded and getting bailed out, then that's one thing.
Yeah.
But they will be forced to course correct because people will start losing jobs. All right, so.
Protect the bombs.
Camera feed up and running. New feed active.
Be advised, Op 4 has found a bomb.
Explosive ordnance out in prime.
New camera feed up and running.
Wire is up.
Down to 10 seconds.
Ambush set. Stay clear. My gun's evil eye is ready.
5 seconds and counting.
Device primed. Keep an eye on door.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to engage.
Finish securing the perimeter. EDD primed. Stand clear. Look at my evil eye. Doorway trap. Stay clear of blast zone.
Friendly, last operator standing. Bomb diffuser in place. Mission failed. All friendlies have been neutralized. Secure the bombs.
Stay clear. EDD prime.
Bomb location compromised. Plan accordingly.
Enjoy the view.
Raise a blue mouse.
10 seconds. 5 seconds and counting.
Camera feed up and running.
barricade!
Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to engage.
Raise the shell. This will rattle them. It is ready.
Op 4, last operator standing. Friendly's victorious. Hostiles eliminated. Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected.
Reloading on ammo!
Op 4 has found a bomb.
I'm reloading! Ambush set! Stay clear! Right for ambush. Loading the
Camera
magazine!
feed up
I'm
and
going
running.
out!
10 seconds left.
Razor wire deployed.
5 seconds. Op 4 has located a bomb.
Camera feed up and running.
My artillery is there. Let's go. Razor shell out.
One Op 4 remaining.
Swapping mags!
Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful. Need to use your drone to locate a bomb. Be advised your drone has located a bomb. Ten seconds. Insertion in 5 seconds. You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Reminds me of Mom Logan. Repulsion device planted. Repulsion device is set.
Time to ring some ears.
You have dropped the diffuser. $50. 10 seconds left. 1 up, 5 seconds remaining. Friendly, last operator standing. The time limit has been reached. Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected.
Reloading!
Welcome mat set.
Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it.
Repelling hostiles on enjoy surprise.
Camera feed up and running.
Setting the welcome mat.
New feed active.
10 seconds left.
EDD primed.
Camera in position.
Down to 5 seconds.
Setting up.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to engage.
Activating camera.
EDD primed. That's clear. Put the shell in play. Setting the razor shell.
Op 4, last operator standing. 15 seconds left. Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
Oh. Yeah, I don't have it on all the time. You had some big circles on your ears.
Personalities. That it doesn't break his mind is honestly just amazing. So many side characters that actually have, well, they have a real impact to the story, to the progress of the story, right? You can't tell Togashi anything. This guy will eat you for lunch. He will eat you for lunch. That's enough blazing with Togashi. Anyway, I'm glad he's back.
You know what's funny though?
Since
we do this stuff all the time, when you do it as a job, you produce a lot of work. I think they glorify this, but don't realize that they can't do it because they don't treat it like a full job, and they look at this in amazement, and us, we're looking at it like, I mean, that's normal. That's what you do all day. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. They're looking at that.
Yeah.
They on another level.
I can't read the thing weekly. It's so heavy in dialogue. So yeah, I'm gonna just wait for some of y'all to join in before we start dissecting what will be happening in chapter 2. We'll just wait a couple more minutes. So we see here that he's in a different area of the broken society, and it looks like one of the mutants gave birth.
Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected.
Securing the wall!
Op 4 has located a bomb. Be ready for assault.
The wall!
We breaking this cycle, buddies. I don't see a lot of the wall off.
5 seconds left.
Camera feed up and running.
Bomb located by Op 4.
Camera position.
Device position.
It's a monster, man. It's nasty even wait. animals have babies standing up. You know, they be on the ground. They be standing up. Sometimes, yeah, they do. The dog, the thing to keep the dogs in. The dogs are like on the side. Yeah. But still, come on. Going too soon. Yeah, I think it's. You can say that once and for another time. I didn't even see that dude there. Now, if somebody come in and know I'm here, that means that they don't know what we're talking about.
Setting a surprise.
What are y'all over there? Oh, that's probably what it is. This guy was a random, like, you know, I might like to zoom around.
Op 4 is defusing a bomb. You need to disable their diffuser.
Hey, look, he put a bomb down. See how I put it. Let's see what I do.
Op 4, last stop standing. Diffuser located. Disable
Hey,
it.
look. Get it, motherfucker. Don't tell me he killed him.
Bomb defusing device is disabled. Mission successful.
Hey, look though. It made it so that room dealt with that window, so you knew where he was at, right? There wasn't no two spots. He could have been in the hole or he could have been in the window. Nah, you knew he was at that window, so you knew how to get him. So they were mad when I was sealing it off too. They were making all the actions. I sealed that joker off. You know, the reason why it's not that it works. It just hones down. It decreases the number of openings to get you. You get what I'm saying? If me and you in the hallway, if you gonna be on that side and I'm gonna be on this side, all right, we're gonna have us a gunfight or a fight. Ain't no extra nothing. But if the hallway got all these holes on the side, right? You got multiple chances that you won't even make it to him. So if you corner it off, you got him. I mean, you ain't got him, but then it's up to how good your shooting skill is. I mean, everybody want to be a shooter, right? So let me get this straight. They give you these tools to put these walls up, but yet then they teach you, no, it's good to have holes in the walls so you can see them coming in.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds left. Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to engage.
Well, this is not a tournament. Hey, don't check, bro. You need to run it like that.
Wait a minute, no, they put a thing on.
I ain't got no. I just got. Y'all know where they at. They might talk to me that way though. Well, the bomb, this is the bomb. Bomb on this side and this side. Hey, look. It's a gunfight.
One friendly remaining. Down to 15 seconds. Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
You know, in terms of the idea of being hurt, that was not a curve. It was everybody gone, and I had to try to, save the match. Wouldn't that be kind of in reverse? Well, you're playing balcony.
Protect the bomb.
It's the fact thought that. Yeah, the cameras weren't even fully using necessarily. I mean, it was just all gameplay.
Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it.
You see, because I don't think he that person. I don't think he was a breacher, so he had to come through that way.
Keep an eye on
He
the
had
board.
to.
10 seconds left. 5 seconds to insertion.
Wall fortified!
Bomb located by Op 4.
Device prime, keep an eye on door. Doorway trapped. Stay clear of blast zone.
It's funny, because,
Op 4, last operator standing.
Come on. Do this.
Op 4 eliminated.
He probably was zoning.
Successful.
Yep. Wasn't even paying attention. Up that drone. You knew they was in there. Yeah, they came in and you was like, man, shit, you talking. Oh boy, it's flipped. We're in trouble. You know, once it flip over, that's all she did. I think they psychologically know 3 rounds on one side, people get comfortable, then they flip it over, trying to throw you out that element.
We need to locate a bomb. Advise your drone has located a bomb. Ten seconds to go. 5 seconds to insertion. Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it. You must recover the diffuser.
All the curses down there got me. Oh, okay. Alright, that's okay. They only get that off once.
Breaching charge deployed.
They get a good one time. I was shooting one at the
Diffuser
top,
is now secured.
but the person so they had a whole strategy is to spawn people, and they was mad. Whole trap. Well, I think when they come in with a group of people, they think it's alright, but
You see that?
he was standing by the wall.
It's off wall because they didn't put no walls up. What are we outside for? We got one inside.
All we can see is silhouettes.
Somebody trying to get in. Why you worried about the camera? You just shooting at you already.
Down to one friendly.
What the fuck? He's not even there. Get him.
Op 4 last stop standing.
Goddamn
No longer in
fool,
your
what
possession. Op 4 eliminated all friendlies.
you saw this stuff?
The spice wasn't what got him.
And you know what?
Now they probably gonna ban Frost.
They,
Yeah, I knew it.
look, you know what? You play the tutorial and tell you what to do. So if you see that, that's what you do.
I mean, I don't know what to say. See, I don't know if I'd have jumped in. I'd have kept on trying to get him from the outside window.
Because they know you would come from that window. They know you would take the shortest route. Because that's what they would do. They ain't had no wrong with it. That means you can ran through that whole thing. And they would be worried about
We need to locate a bomb.
No, hell no. Let's not hope that. Fuck that.
Be advised your drone has located a bomb. 10 seconds to insertion. 5 seconds before insertion. You found a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Boosting adrenaline.
Clear.
Activating adrenaline surge. Frag out.
Someone would say, a really big fucking arm coming right up.
Op 4 last operator standing.
Who the fuck I shoot?
Op 4 neutralized. Mission successful.
No, it was a delay in somebody dying. I killed somebody. I don't know. But I thought I shot him. Yeah, but then it said another one died. But I killed him. Yeah, something like that. And that's how we play a match. Now, when they put up, you notice they putting up the walls and they strategizing. That's when we get kind of hard. Entertainment.